What's good YouTube? Prince here, back with another video. Today's video is what is flowcharting and why it's bad, right? Now it can be good or bad, but I'm gonna pretty much divide this video in to segments. First thing we'll talk about is what is flowcharting. Second, we'll talk about why people flowchart. And then last, we'll close around why it can be a double-edged sword. It can either be good or bad, depending on the level you're at or the level you're trying to obtain. But the higher you climb in terms of fighting higher, stronger opponents, the worse flowcharting becomes, right? So we're just going to start with what a flowchart is. Now, for those of you that don't know or you're new to fighting games in general, a flowchart is pretty much a predetermined automated set of actions that you take as a player based off of muscle memory and bad habits or good habits, right? Now, for instance, for anyone that plays Street Fighter, right, a typical flowchart that this term was popularized around the Street Fighter 4 era, and typically what a Ken flowchart would look like in Street Fighter 4 is they walk forward, down medium kick, fireball. Are they far away? Fireball. Are they up close? Tatsu. Did it work? Did they block it? Yes. DP. Did they get hit by it? Yes. Jump in, throw, or you're doing an automated set of actions based on sequences. Like for instance, let's put this in Tekken terminology, right? Let's say I'm at this distance, right? And most of the time when I'm at this distance, I do this. Now, depending on if he gets hit by it, or if he blocks it, determines what I'm going to do next, but it's going to be like the same result. Let's say Kazuya blocks it, right? Okay, he blocked it. Now that he blocked it, this could be the flowchart pattern, right? Forward 3 because he blocked it. Now, depending on what happens, did forward 3 hit? No, it was blocked. Okay, so forward 3 was blocked, right? Down 3-2, down 3-2. Like, this would be like a typical online Nina flowchart, right? They block forward 3-2, down forward 3-2. Okay, did they get hit by forward 3? Okay, let's actually turn off counter hit, right? Did they get hit by forward 3? Run up QCF2, right? Did they block? Now, did they block forward 3? Alright, now that they blocked it, right? Down forward 3-2. Or down 3-4, 3+4. They get hit by it, run up QCF2. They block it, they block it, down 3-4-3, down 3-4-3, right? Now that's a flowchart, right? See, that's basically operating on a system of you're automatically doing, rather than thinking for yourself, you're kind of like a robot. You're automatically letting it go in either one or two directions. Like if it hits, run up QCF2. If they block it, down 3-4. Now a lot of online players or players in general, they develop these flowcharts, and this would be the second part. Why do people continue to do flowcharts, or why do people use it? The main reason people continue to do a flowchart is because it's worked. It's worked before, right? They're doing flowcharts because they work. And what tends to happen to a lot of Tekken players is they flowchart, right? They start in the low ranks, right? And they learn some stuff like that, right? Like remember, forward 3 hits, run up QCF2, they block forward 3, down 3-4. I mean, they do this because it's working on low level players, right? And it continues to work. And as they get that dopamine rush of getting those rank points and ranking up, and they keep going higher and higher, they keep repeating the same flowcharts because it's working, right? And as it continues to work and they continue to do something, if you keep doing something over and over, you build what's called a muscle memory, right? Now, muscle memory is good in a lot of cases that, for instance, like a good example of like muscle memory would be this, right? You block something unsafe. Most of the time when you punish something, it's based off of muscle memory, because you practice blocking and reacting to the move afterwards with a punish, right? The proper punish for blocking Kazuya's down forward 2, Nina would be back 1-4, right? Or if I want to go into heat right away, down back 1+2, right? But if I want the most damage, back 1-4, which leaves me at +7, right? So that's a good muscle memory. Muscle memory could be good or bad depending on how it's used. Flowcharting is related to muscle memory because you are essentially building a habit, and this could be great for times. And then now we're going to go into where it starts to be a double-edged sword, right? Now, you kind of want to play Tekken in layers, meaning if you're fighting a low-level player, you do not want to play high-level Tekken with a low-level Tekken player. Why? Because you're essentially, you're the one that's mixing yourself up, right? If this is all you need to do to beat someone, just keep doing it, because that's all you need to do, right? Why would you expend extra brain power trying to do complicated like mix-ups and pressure when you could just, you know, you're doing all this stuff, right? When you could just do this, right? You could just do this and win. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine, right? But as you start to fight stronger players that are able to adapt to your flowcharts, and they can blow you up for doing like stuff like, for instance, we're gonna just have Nina be Nina, right? So remember what I said at the start of the video, right? The typical flowchart was 4-3, it hits, run up QCF2, 4-3 is blocked. So we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna record a flowchart, right? Right, so now that it was working before, now you fight higher level players, right? And now they can react and punish your flowcharting, right? So now, if you flowchart against these players, you're going to die, right? Let's say I don't duck this, right? But I duck this, right? Let's say I don't duck this, right? But I duck this. Boom. Now I'm blowing that person up for flowcharting against me, right? My controller's broken right now, so yeah, bear with me. But you know, that's just an example of a flowcharting being shut down. You see, this is what tends to happen to a lot of players as they progress higher in rank. The higher they climb, now they're being dealt with. Now they're dealing with people that actually know the matchup to a lot of their cheese. And the thing with Tekken is, Tekken doesn't really start until you're able to identify the strats of like flowcharts and cheeses and strings. And then once you're able to lab them and beat that, they now need to play a different layer of Tekken, right? So this was layer 1, right? Layer 1 of Tekken was this, right? Right, and now that you can deal with that, now you gotta deal with the second layer, where now the opponent is either forced to mix it up, or they're just gonna die, right? They're essentially just gonna die and lose the match. Right now they're forced to actually mix it up, do other things, do different things. Right now they're forced to like think about their options, what they're going to do, what they shouldn't do, what's working, how you're reacting to them, how they play defense, do they know the matchup. Now all of those other things are on a completely different layer, right? But first, before you even get to that layer, right, you got to get past this stuff, right? You got to get past this stuff. You know what I mean? That's it. And a lot of people are stuck in the flowchart, but because flowcharting is based off of muscle memory, a lot of players plateau in the higher ranks, because now when they actually do fight someone that can actually deal with their flowchart, because they've already built up the muscle memory, it's a bad habit. And it's very hard for a lot of players to break once they build up that habit, because now they might not even be trying to do it, or they might not even be conscious of the fact that they're doing it, but their brain is still just doing it when they shouldn't do it. That's why a lot of times when you fight players and you do blow them up for doing stuff like this, they continue to do it, not because they're stupid and they don't see what's happening on the screen. They continue to do it because it's a built-in muscle memory. Flowcharting is based off of muscle memory, the same way me ducking and punishing this is also built on muscle memory. This is why I say flowcharting can be a double-edged sword. If you want to progress further and be able to keep up with higher level players, you need to be able to like flip it on and off like a light switch. And to do that, that also takes another set of both muscle memory and being conscious of what you're doing, right? So we're gonna actually go into some replays. I've actually downloaded a couple of replays that perfectly, you know, incorporate what I've been saying, how flowcharting starts at a low level play, and then players continue to flowchart because of its muscle memory and it's been working, right? People like to do what typically works for them. So they fought a lot of low level players, they're going to do what typically works, right? But then once they start fighting the higher level players, they either, two things happen. They continue doing the flowchart and die because of the muscle memory that they built up, or they adapt and they try and fight and prevail, and hopefully they can win. But if they can't do that, then it's pretty much scenario one where they straight up just lose. And that's why a lot of players are hard stuck and can't really rank up. Most players are unable to rank up because they trap themselves in their own bad flowchart and they can't break it. Or two, they also don't know any matchups. They don't know how to punish. They don't have any matchup knowledge that pertains to other characters outside for a few. And then they're just stuck in an endless limbo where they play rank, they win, they lose, they win, they lose, they win, they lose. So I've actually downloaded a replay, and this Nina player perfectly captures the online flowchart that I've been talking about, right? So we're gonna watch two replays. I'm not gonna play the full replay. We're gonna watch this replay against this Paul player first, so you guys as the audience watching can like identify the patterns and the flowchart that this Nina player is doing. And also keep in mind, I don't want to see any hateful comments in the comment section calling the Nina player or the Paul player scrubs or anything like that. I just want you guys to take this as like an educational video. No bad talking, no none of that. Just watch and just witness the flowcharting. Alright, okay, we're gonna fast forward past that combo, right? Gonna let it play out, right? I'm gonna let it play out. Back 2-2. Okay, here we go. Here's the first thing, right? This is also fake pressure right here. After Nina does back 2-2, her turn is over. If she tries to sidestep afterwards, she's already negative, right? And she'll just get hit on counter hit. Bad combo, right? The Paul player didn't punish the wall standing 3, but it's fine, right? There you go, down 3-2s. And one thing you can notice about this player, if I was this Paul, I would also notice that this person likes to attack while negative. After doing the string, even though the Paul player didn't duck the last hit, Nina's at -6, right? And what happened? She got counter hit because she was trying to mash on her own minus frames. And the Paul player took advantage. What's also interesting, right? The Nina was mashing at -6 and then still mashes at -6. For those that don't know, when you do this running charge and like they block it and you're in this animation, you're actually at +6. But the Nina mashed while standing 4 and he got hit because he was trying to throw, and the while standing 4 essentially high crushed the throw. And then back 1+4, right? Now, if the Paul player actually knew the matchup, boom, it would have been over right there, right? Now, this is the third or fourth time that this Nina player has done this move, right? Nina's now -4. Let's see what the Paul does with his whiffs. Right, and I'm letting this replay play out. I'm not going to play the full replay. I just want you guys to see what this Nina's doing. And then I want you guys to see if he continues doing it in the next replay that I show you. I'm not going to play the full replay. I'm going to skip the combo, right? Nice tech. Again, you saw what happened, right? The Nina was negative. The Nina just did 1-2, -3, and then most likely tried to reverse ivory cutter and got launched on counter hit. We'll just go on to the next round, obviously, because clearly he wins that, right? Skipping the combo. No duck on the string. Now, the Paul player didn't punish it. Now, I know this has nothing to do with the rest of the video, but for those watching, the correct punish was this. The correct punish was 4-2. This is -32, right? That was the correct punish, right? But let's continue. And what happened? What did we learn before? -13. He doesn't punish, right? But he's still trying to swing on his negative frames and gets hit on counter hit. Nice throw text though. We're gonna skip the combo. Down 3-4s, I already see it. Again, it's not a bad move if they don't duck it, right? He did duck, but he didn't punish, right? And then Nina punishes with a throw. While standing 2. Okay, so one thing we've already picked up is this Nina likes to swing even when they're negative, right? Nice punish. Could have been better. And here's the Nina flowchart right here. Alright, the slide is not plus, by the way. The ball can actually swing or step. Down 4-1. You see this a lot at low level play. A lot of bad Nina players will use down 4-1. And look, you're seeing down 4-1, 4-2, 4-2-1, 4, down 3-2. I'm not saying these moves don't have their uses, but wouldn't string them together like this is what I'm saying, right? Okay, so we're gonna skip this, right? If you're curious about that, then the Paul player actually does end up winning, but here's the replay I really want to show you, and we're gonna actually watch the full replay in depth. I just wanted to show that other replay to show you guys how he plays beforehand, so people in the comments can't say, oh, he probably doesn't always play like that. No, I looked at the other replays, he definitely plays like that the majority of the time he's on this character, right? So now we're actually going to watch the full replay against this Athena player and see how he does. Okay, what did you notice right there, right? The same thing as when he fought the Paul player. As soon as he did the slide, his flowchart is when he lands slide with Nina, he does down 4-1. It traded though because he's not plus. I don't think he understands that. That move's not plus on hit. He did forward 4-2 into slide again. That's his flowchart. Same thing as before when he's fighting the Paul player, right? And then boom, down 3-2. Slide. Guess what he's gonna do after the slide, guys? He tried to do down 4-1, but it skipped his input and he got dick jab. He landed a low, and then immediately down 4-1, right? Same situation. If he lands a low, there's a good chance he's going to try and do down 4-1 after, right? And then if you block the down 4-1, right, he's going to follow it up, even though he's negative, right? We already established that he likes to swing while negative, right? Well, he's plus in this situation because it hit, right? If the down 4-1 hits, he's going to do 4-2-1-4. The Zafina player did duck, but unfortunately didn't punish in time, right? I'm showing you guys this because a lot of people flowchart even at these quote-unquote higher ranks, and if you just identify them, you can shut them down, because even if they see what's happening on the screen and that you're shutting it down, a lot of players are not able to turn off their sequence of flowcharting, and they continue to do it because it's a muscle memory habit. To be fair though, this Nina does know how to punish though, because when she blocked back 1+2 and Scarecrow stance, this is -18. He did try and punish, but he was late. Maybe it was laggy, I don't know. And then he just throws out a Hail Mary reverse Ivory Cutter. The Athena player, nice credit, they actually do with punish. He tried to do forward 3, but he got stuffed out of it. No duck on the second hit. There's the where have we seen this before, right? Did 4-3 hit? No. Was 4-3 blocked? Yes. Down 3-2. But hey, the Zafina player, she knows the matchup a little bit, right? Because what did she do? She didn't react to the forward 3, but she blocked the down forward 3 and then ducks the 2 and then launches before he can finish the rest of the string. Boom. Could have killed there. And what did we see before? He already did this against the Paul player, right? Back 2-2. He likes to do back 2-2 and then cancel, right? Luckily, he was plus here, right? So he was only +1, so the Zafina could have like probably just down forward 1 him out of that. Nice punish. Could have been better. And then boom, he likes to, and when he's at this distance, just like the ball player, right? When he's at this distance, he likes to run in while running 3-4. Second is -13. If you guys are wondering what the correct punish is with Zafina, it's this. Yeah, like I said, we play every character. But he did punish though. And the Nina player punished too, right? The Fina player was also kind of flowcharting because in the same sequence, right? After the 1-3 punish in Tarantula, he went for the back 1+2 low, trying to get the install, and he did the same sequence, and so, you know, they both kind of flowcharted a bit. It's just that the Nina player flowcharted more. But again, flowcharting can be a good thing at low level, but the higher you go, the worse it becomes, right? Round start down 3-4-3, right? This is a typical online Nina flowchart. You know, he could have ducked the second hit and launched. Boom. Controller's a little broken, that's why I haven't really been uploading gameplay. Yeah, whatever the Season 2 combo is, right? He did try and parry the last hit, which is possible, but he was late. This string is actually -12, 4-4, 3+4. The Nina could have did down 4-4 to punish right here. Nina got caught pressing buttons, carries him to the wall. Nice conversion. Again, I'm not really sure why the Zafina player didn't continue to go in, but it's fine. It's not like he had Rage Art. Ivory Cutter, right? And look, he did Ivory Cutter into transition right here. This is something he didn't do before. Maybe he does it in the other replays. But he's negative here, and what did we say earlier? He likes to swing while negative. Gets hit on counter hit. I don't know why that Zafina didn't punch. All she had to do is 1-4. Okay, Zafina, she knows that the second hit of back 3-4 is high. So she's got some Nina matchup experience, right? Not that much, but she knows some things, right? Right? And this was an excellent duck on while standing 4-3. Wall carry. Nice. And immediately defaulted. What do we see here? Immediately defaulted into wake up. Down 4-1. Now, if you've been paying attention to the video, every time he does down 4-1, what does he follow it up afterwards? Is it 4-2-1-3 or 4-2-1-4? If you said that, you'd be correct. And that's exactly what he does, right? And the Zafina player ducks the third hit, launches, drops the combo, right? Doesn't punish this string. This string's -10 on block, down 4-3-3. He could have just 1-4 and yeah, but maybe he didn't know. Like I said, he has some Nina matchup, but you can clearly tell not too much Nina knowledge because he's not doing the optimal punish in every sequence. Like for instance, when he blocked this, he could have just did this, right? But I guess maybe he wanted to mix up. And again, the Nina got caught doing a Hail Mary reverse Ivory Cutter. So that's it, bro. That's pretty much all I wanted to show. So I hope people actually get an understanding and a breakdown of what flowcharting is, why do people flowchart, and why it can be a bad thing. It's typically a bad thing, and I wouldn't recommend people rely on a flowchart. You can rely on a flowchart at low level Tekken to help yourself learn the game in a sense and kind of understand how to string things together. But the further you go, the more you're not going to want to rely on a flowchart. The more you're going to actually want to start analyzing the opponent, seeing what they know, get more matchup experience knowledge so you can defend against other characters, so you won't be like, you know, destroyed by other people's flowcharts with their characters. Because once you can get past the low level layers of Tekken, Then you can get to the other layers of Tekken, and then you can actually start playing the game, and then you could truly see if your opponent is actually good at Tekken or not. Because some people, they're not good at this. Most people aren't good. They're just running flowcharts essentially until you either beat their flowchart, which is why typically in a ranked environment, that's why a lot of one and dones are so common, because once you start catching on to a person's flowchart or their patterns or the matchup, they don't really have anything left, right? Even like if you fight a lot of players and you beat their flowchart and they rematch, they continue to do the same flowchart because it's a muscle memory habit that they're unable to shake off. And then some players, if you beat their flowchart, they one and done you because they don't want to play you no more because you know the matchup and they're here for easy wins so they can rank up higher. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to see, if you guys are interested in free coaching, just drop your Tekken IDs in the chat, in the YouTube comment section, or your Tekken username. I do free coaching. I don't charge any money for coaching at all. And if you guys want to see like more like me play actual matches on stream, follow me on Twitch. I stream frequently. I just haven't been streaming so often right now because I'm trying to focus on the YouTube content. But I will be streaming tomorrow if anybody's interested in that. So yeah, follow me on Twitch. And if you're interested, I got a Discord. Join the Discord. That's it. Everyone have a good day.